Today we're talking about rappers who made the greatest comebacks after being violently gunned down. They say that what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. In other words, this. So I'm going to talk about 3 rappers who got violently gunned down but made greater comebacks. I'm going to talk about the tragic incidences that happened and how the rappers responded to them. Starting with Tupac Quad Studio shooting and his great comeback. Tupac went to Quad Recording Studios in New York on November 30th, 1994 to record a feature for rapper Lil Sean for $7,000. He arrived at the studio where Notorious Big and Sean Diddy Combs were also working. In the lobby, Tupac and his entourage were ambushed by 3 armed men who demanded their jury. A struggle happened when Tupac resisted the robbery and attempted to grab a weapon. He was shot 5 times in the hand, groin, and thigh, with 2 bullets grazing his head, and the robbers stole over $40,000 worth of valuables. How did Tupac respond to all this?
If you're gonna come shoot me, kill me. If you're not gonna kill me, stop shooting me. Don't come for me unless you're gonna come and get me.
The incident drove Pac to make a major change in his public image and music. After his recovery and time in jail, he signed with Death Row Records. After the shooting, Tupac released his most successful and aggressive music, Me Against the World and All Eyes on Me. Me Against the World, which was the first album that was released after the shooting, sold approximately 240,000 copies in its first week. That is 200,000 more than the 38,000 records Strictly for My Ends sold. His next album, All Eyes on Me, released in February 1996 after he was released from prison, saw a big increase, selling 500,066 records in its first week. Tupac seen a 135% increase in his record sales. The shooting only made Tupac into a bigger artist when he was alive, and even in his death. The second rapper on this list that was violently gunned down and made a great comeback is 50 Cent. On May 24, 2000, 50 Cent was ambushed outside of his grandmother's home in South Jamaica, Queens. A man approached his car and fired 9 rounds from a 9mm handgun at close range. He was struck in the hand, arm, hip, chest, both legs, and the left side of his face. The facial wound permanently affected his voice, giving him his signature, slightly slurred delivery. Despite the near-fatal attack that left him hospitalized for 13 days, he quickly recovered. How did 50 Cent respond to this? 50 not only survived the near-death attack, but immediately included the event into his persona and his music. His major debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying, which included a song, Mini Man, about the experience, became a massive commercial success. 50 Cent's entire mainstream career in music basically began after the shooting in May 2000. After he recovered from the shooting, he signed with Eminem and Dr. Dre in 2002. He launched his major label career, achieving massive commercial success. His 3 biggest albums alone count for an estimated 24 million records sold worldwide. 50 Cent's first week sales for Get Rich or Die Trying was over 872,000 copies in the United States. Total US sales approximately 9 million certified units, 9 times platinum. Total worldwide sales over 13 million copies. 2003 top seller. It was the best-selling album of 2003 in the United States, selling 6.5 million copies alone. That is what I call a massive comeback. The next rapper on this list that was violently gunned down but made a comeback in his career is 21 Savage. On October 21st, 2013, 21 Savage's birthday, his friend Johnny asked him if he would ride with him somewhere to handle some business. Then his friend Johnny asked 21 if he could use his car instead of his own. They turned onto a street when a man jumped into the back of the car. During the confrontation, 21 Savage had his own gun, but as he reached for it, the attacker fired a shot, hitting his arm and causing him to drop the weapon. He was then shot a total of 6 times as the result of the scuffle. After the deadly confrontation, the shooter fled. 21 Savage turned to his friend Johnny and told him to drive, but the car was in park and Johnny was unresponsive. It was at this point he realized his friend was dead. Even though 21 Savage was shot 6 times in his neck, chest, arm, and other locations, he managed to jump out of the car. He knocked on a nearby door for help, but no one answered. He then returned to the car, got on his phone, and called 911 for help. He was rushed to the hospital and survived. The shooting and the death of his friend were the motivation for 21 Savage to take rap music seriously. His deceased friend's uncle gave him money to record his first song. This event is considered the defining moment that pushed him away from the street life and fully into his music career. And 21 made a comeback by scoring 4 #1 albums on Billboard 200, multiple #1 hits on Billboard Hot 100, multiple awards such as Grammy Awards, Billboard Music Awards, and BET Awards and BET Hip Hop Awards. He was named Freshman Class of 2016 by XXL Magazine, signed a recording contract with Epic Records in 2017, just 4 years after that tragedy, launched the 21 Savage Bank Account campaign in 2018 to teach financial literacy, and he began hosting an annual school drive in his own neighborhood.
If you're gonna come shoot me, kill me. If you're not gonna kill me, stop shooting me. Don't come for me unless you're gonna come and get me. Moving to we talk harshly is because we living harshly right now. When we all start living better, we all start talking better. Y'all know how bad it is out there.